Disney is alleging that their loss of special status is part of the political push by DeSantis. It's like weird because Ron DeSantis is doing this for like vice signaling and for clout purposes, but there is a legitimate reason to like undermine the power and authority that Disney has over this fucking state in general. It's such a weird situation, but Ron DeSantis basically did the dumbest thing he possibly could, which is stupid idiot. Culture wars are supposed to be a distraction from like a distraction that allows you not to engage in any sort of like, material change. You fucking dumbass. You're not supposed to take the culture war narrative to a point where you actually have to do material change. You absolute fucking dumbass. That's why the Republican Party very quietly backed away from shitting on Anheuser-Busch at the national level, even though the Republican media influencers were like still ripping into Anheuser-Busch for the Dylan Mulvaney thing. You know what I mean? And if you don't know what I'm talking about, here it is. Okay. You want to know why they quietly backed away from attacking Bud Light? Because it's his own major mega donor. The NRCC put out and then swiftly deleted a direct attack on Bud Light, whose parent company donated nearly $500,000 to its candidates in the most recent campaign cycle. They tweeted it and immediately took it down. You're not supposed to bite the hand that feeds you, you fucking idiot. Culture war is culture war. You're not, like, the main purpose of culture war stuff like this is to quite literally reignite some idiotic wedge issue, some fight that like doesn't need to be had, so that you don't have to do anything serious. Okay, so you don't actually have to enact any sort of material change. You don't actually like, genuinely attack corporations. Okay? You're stupid. So when you bite the hand that feeds and you actually start attacking the corporations, you forget that like the main reason for why the culture war was happening is to allow companies like Disney to do whatever the fuck they want, to have their own fiefdom. You know what I mean? It's so that you deregulate the beverage industry, so that Anheuser InBev Busch can basically have full control over the alcohol market, like for everything outside of like wine and spirits. That's the entire reason why they give your party $500,000 in one election cycle. You know what I mean?
We have this breaking news. The Walt Disney Company has sued Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, slamming what it calls his, quote, relentless campaign to weaponize government power. Let's bring in Washington Post Deputy National Editor Phil Rucker, co-author of the books A Very Stable Genius and
Infarction is correct. F off, chat. Infarction is correct, except he didn't have a fucking myocardial infarction. He did not have a fucking heart attack. Okay? It doesn't matter if the terminology is correct and it sounds like fart, haha, lol. Okay? It's a funny word, and the term is correct. It's just incorrect to apply in this circumstance because, like, that didn't happen.
Alone can fix it. So, Phil, Disney alleging a targeted campaign of government retaliation in Florida. Is it good business to go after the biggest employer in your state? People have been asking that question.
Like, I hate this. MSNBC being like, oh, man, wow, like, you really shouldn't go after a mega corporation. Like, what the fuck is happening? Like, this is supposed to be the leftmost, this is supposed to be the leftmost, mainstream media outlet.
Or is it good politics even, Phil?
Yeah, Andrea, well, the Disney company, their main theme park, Disney World, of course, is in Orlando, Florida. It employs 75,000 people there. It is a massive employer and economic engine for the state of Florida. And this has been a long-running feud between the company and the governor, DeSantis.
I'm super confused. Are you pro or against the Disney lawsuit? I'm pro let them fight. Like, fuck Ron DeSantis, who is a fucking uncharismatic shit stain, okay? He just absolutely fucking sucks. And he's doing this for clout purposes, and he's an idiot, and he's gonna get his shit pushed in. But also, motherfuck Disney, okay? I don't give a fuck how Mickey Mouse makes you feel. I don't care how you feel about Disneyland. I don't care how you feel about Disney World. Disney is an awful fucking company that has been a rigorous defender of patent laws that have been super damaging for artistic integrity, for creative endeavors in general. It's really awful. Disney is a mega corporation that like basically created legal corporate towns originally and like has its own fucking fiefdom. You know what I mean?
DeSantis signed into law last year that education bill known as Don't Say Gay, which Disney opposed because.
And they're like having this fight over the dumbest thing. They have this fight over the dumbest thing possible, which is like Disney lightly saying like, yeah, we oppose the Don't Say Gay bill. And then Ron DeSantis is like losing his mind and thinking he could take on this like mega corporation. And now the media is basically siding. The media is basically fucking siding with the Disney in general and saying like, how dare Ron DeSantis go after them?
Because of pressure from its employees and customers, and things escalated from there. And so DeSantis and Republicans in the state legislature of Florida have tried to chip away at Disney's special status in the state, their control of some land there, their tax status. This has been an ongoing source of tension between the company and the governor. And then just now we've learned that the company is in fact suing the governor of Florida.
And part of this is because they restructured the commission or the entity that gave special tax status or continued the special tax status to Disney. And Disney did an end run and managed to hold a vote before that change took place and to enable a new development. So now they're saying that they spent a lot of money on the plans for this development that they can't recoup if they're not allowed to do it, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. And Disney for years has had.
It's like both sides of this equation are demons in their own right, and both sides are like greatly abusing the power that they have. Here, on Wednesday, a board appointed by Mr. DeSantis to oversee the government services at Disney World voted to nullify 2 agreements that gave Disney vast control over expansion of the 25,000-acre resort complex. Within minutes, Disney sued Mr. DeSantis, the 5-member board, and other state officials in federal court, claiming a targeted campaign of government retaliation, which, ironically, because of the way Ron DeSantis has been waging this war against Disney, they actually do have legal grounds to sue over. And the American federal court system, the American judicial process, is like incredibly favorable to corporations and will consider this to be like massive state overreach, even if Ron DeSantis wasn't doing it with the express purpose of doing government retaliation against a major company in their fucking state. So it's like, it's so fucked up. It's almost like if I was a conspiratorial minded person, I'd be like, Ron DeSantis is doing this so they can set a fucking legal precedent that will absolutely eviscerate any matter of like legal protections that states have within their purview, within their legal purview, to like actually control, major corporations, all the way down to like what they can do with public property, all the way down to like selling of any kind of property and controlling whatever the fuck they can do with like acres and acres of land at the federal level, like set legal precedents for them. Obviously, I don't think that's the reason. I think it's way, way, way dumber than that. Okay. I think that, Ron DeSantis is a fucking idiot, and he's doing like culture war shit against Disney, and Disney's like, what do you mean, brother? Like, you forgot that just because you're a Republican doesn't change the reality that this country was designed by fucking, you know, monkeys like you to basically give us full-blown protection against any kind of state, you know, any kind of state action. Like, we are private enterprise. We are commerce. We are industry leaders. We will destroy you.
Had a real special status in the state of Florida and operated with a lot of autonomy over the land of the theme park in Orlando and that surrounding jurisdiction. And so DeSantis has tried to take that autonomy away, to lessen the power of Disney to control the land that it develops and its tax status. And, you know, Disney is alleging that this is all part of a concerted political push by DeSantis. And in fact, DeSantis has used his feud with Disney as a rallying cry for conservatives around the country, for social conservative voters who form a...
You literally cannot, as a council, vote down a development project unless it violates a contract or your zoning laws. It's so stupid. Yeah, I mean, you think a council has, like, any kind of power over a company like fucking Disney, dude? That's crazy. Fuck Disney. They plugged $1.3 million in the Anaheim elections. They bought out the Anaheim council members. They literally bought land for $1 to build a fucking massive parking lot and refused to pay a gate tax that city council members refused to advocate for. They have the city of Anaheim hostage. Fucking wild. Yeah. Remember what happened when COVID happened? They were more powerful than the governor. They were like, yeah, no, the rest of the fucking state can close down in the beginning of COVID. Before vaccines, before anything, before there was any kind of protection. We're going to keep it open, actually. We're going to force our fucking workers to go to work. How insane is that?
A huge part of the Republican base, who, of course, are going to be helping select the next Republican presidential nominee. DeSantis, of course, is very likely to enter that field soon and become a candidate himself.
Phil Rucker, thanks so much for all of the context there.
Yeah,